That's super dope. So like, you basically push that touring thing, and then like, how does it like pivot into battle rap? And then like, does that mean music is kind of put to the side? And like, what's it like coming back into battle rap? Because at that point, the format's a little bit different than like the 2-on-2 freestyle stuff.
Yeah. Prior to, like, I hadn't done any acapella battle rap until we started doing the 2-on-2. Um, Around the time I put out the Light project earlier that year, I caught a weapons case, um, and I was facing some some time away from my child, and it really fucked me up because I started analyzing the things I was doing just in the public, in the streets, and just with my life. And the Light Project ended up being a project that was really, it was damn near a gospel album or whatever. That's why you got the gospel. But the Light Project was, it was a clean album. It was a reflective album. I was talking to God a lot, and I was worried. So I didn't like what battle rap made me feel like. I didn't like talking bad and thinking bad and being mad at people. But it was tolerable because it was always spur of the moment. It was like, yo, I just show up and rap. When it turned into premeditated, I got to write it down and I got to think about it. Now I got to consume myself with somebody, and I didn't like how that made me feel, so I stepped away. Um, Around the time I came back, and even now, I only do battles every once in a while. Um, but when I came back, I was working on a different case, and I needed some bread for a lawyer. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. I went to battle Head Ice because I needed money to get a lawyer. Uh, I was on bond. I wasn't supposed to leave the state. Um, I went out there and risked my freedom for a few $1,000s. Um, and I got back into it because it changed. It was more. It wasn't all about degrading and thinking bad about your opponent. You could also showcase some of your lyrical skill, and that wasn't there in the beginning. It was like you could showcase your wit, but I rap way better on songs than I did in a battle because you couldn't sound too prepared in battles early on. So you always had to freestyle. And even if you weren't freestyling, you were freestyling. Like, you were pulling ideas, old ideas from, like, it was never like they say go and I got 16 bars. It was like go and I'm freestyling about what I see and thinking about something that got a good reaction last time and I'm saying it again. Um, when battle rap moved into the space where people were becoming intricate writers, it piqued my interest, and I wanted to rap with those people. Hence me coming back, like in battling a Daylyte or whatever, is one of my first battles. Like, just like actually battling on a consistent on a main stage again. Like, me and Daylyte had a classic, and it was an opportunity to showcase that. Um, so it was never like I couldn't do both because I do both now, but it's a different monster, um, and it's a different feel now.
So like, you come back in. What's it like to battle Daylight? Like,
To this day, he's been the most talented opponent that I've had and the most classic battle, in that regard. Um, I expected him to rap. It was dope because he matched what I did with his effort and his skill and his talent. For me, it was just showing that regardless of where you drop me in this shit, I'm still one of the best. So
right.
you put me in a ring with a nobody, man, I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna show that I'm one of the best. But if you put me in there with the people y'all think are the best, I'll show you why. I can consistently show up, and it's a testament to just being serious about just the art form and always wanting to be as good as sharp as I can. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful event. And I didn't just battle Daylyte; I threw the event.
Oh,
So
say word. So you like,
yeah,
so not only, so you do like everything. You also promote.
yeah, I the whole event. I called every battler. I talked to them. I got a team, so it ain't just, it ain't like yo a one man band.
Right, right.
But like, we got everybody flights, got everybody flown in, taken to where they need to be. My aunt worked the door. You know what I'm saying? My little cousin helped watch the money. I'm going doing cash drops, hosting, and then oh yeah, let me battle Daylyte real quick and have a fucking classic, and then go back to hosting and running the show, along with my wonderful like just staff of people and supporters that help me. Again, because somebody got to hold the camera, somebody got to watch the door, somebody got to be the talent. So it wasn't a one man show, but it was definitely something I organized and put together.
Was that like your first battle coming back into it? Like that seems like a huge move.
I battled a guy named Dice Roller earlier that year as like a warm up kind of battle. Really talented guy from Detroit. He was on the come up. He was a newer battler at the time, and he was looking to get his feet, wet in the culture. And he and I got a really dope relationship. And I actually also produce music, so I produced a few beats for him too. And but like at the time, he was, a young guy, man, saying, it's over for me, and I ain't shit. And I just had to step up and just dust off the dust off the suit, throw it on, and be Superman for a minute. Um, but man, it was dope, man. Just coming back and being able to participate at a high level after sitting for so long, or not doing these things as often as everybody else. So it's always good to be able to do that, and it's still be considered one of the best at doing this in the world. That's important, and that's really dope after all these years.
And you're still doing it to this day, which is incredible. Um, what's it like, I guess, being part of the Detroit underground scene? Like, I think you're the first person I've talked to from Detroit in general, and coming up with that, like, what's the actual music scene like? Is there a lot of places to perform? Is it well structured?
I'm a little removed from it now. Um, I got homies. I'm a partner in a spot called the Stash House Culture Shop. It's a event space, also a clothing boutique, as well as a podcast station, studio station. Um, and they throw open mics every Saturday on 7 Mile in Detroit. Stash House Culture Shop for those listening. So while I don't go to those as much, like those style things, for me coming up, it was always an open mic or a battle or something, but it was very segregated, like separated rather, not segregated, but separated by like it'll be like the boom bap street music, think Jeezy, and I mean I'm sorry, it'll be the street music, think Jeezy, and then the boom bap music, think Talib Kweli. Okay. Um, so for a long time, it was a separation. Like it was really, really good rappers, and then people that just made music. Um, and there was beef. I came from the street though. You feel me? So the people I grew up around, they didn't really listen to all this rapidy rap shit that I was participating in and doing, you know? Um, so it was always a disconnect there. Whereas like when you look at the music game now, when you look at like T Grizz, some of these people becoming popular from Michigan, T Grizzly, 42 Doug, Payroll, um, to name a few, Doughboy Cash Out, to name a few. Um, People from that style of rap from Detroit, underground scene. Shout out to Rock Bottom. Shout out to Eastside Cheddar Boys. Shout out to Street Lords, Juan Blade Ice Wood R.I.P. Um, when you would watch TV and you see, let's say Eminem, or you would see Slum Village, there were certain people that didn't feel that Detroit was being represented by them, and it was like it was, but a certain part of Detroit wasn't being represented in the music industry. So like
Right.
when you say yo Detroit rap, you think about Slum Village, you think about Royce 5'9", you think about Eminem, and that's kind of where you stop. Um, Ushered in, here comes Big Sean. That's a different look for Detroit, but it still wasn't like like and Big Sean is a phenomenal rapper, and I think he embodies Detroit, but it wasn't necessarily the street like gutter like representation that had been popular in the city. So like the shit that you hear now, the 42 does, the 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 T Grizzlies and the payrolls and everybody else that's making noise from the city. That sound existed in the city for over the past 20 years. It just wasn't getting recognition.
Right.
Um, so, but like as far as like what cats got to go through now on the like underground scene, it's a lot different because of the internet. Like most of the people that end up getting popular, you've never seen them perform in your life. Like I've never seen 42 Doug perform, but he's you know like it ain't like he gotta go. And I don't know what his story was or what he did, but it isn't like the only way to make noise now is going to a bunch of open mics and driving all around the city every week.
Yeah, that's a huge transition.
Yeah.
So basically, as you're running through the battle rap stuff, you're kind of just managing a music career at the same time. I know you end up dropping a next project, The Gospel, in 2018. How do you get to this point of like setting it up? Are you doing mixtapes the whole time? Like, what like are you kind of I guess managing both the battle rap and the music at the same time throughout the 2010s as it progresses?
Pretty much. And like some of that time, in raising my daughter, I'm a single dad or whatever. I got a son as well. And I co-parent with his mom. But like my daughter, like I had custody of my daughter from 5 years old. So um, I was doing some of everything, man. At some point in times, I was hustling, whether it was legal or illegal. Um, I worked for Live Nation, like doing all they flyer promo and print or whatever for a long time.
So
Um,
what does that entail? Like you would
um,
run.
I did all the print work. Like Kanye West is coming to town. I printed the flyers and the posters, and they got them distributed to a street team. They got them posted around the city or put wherever they needed to put them for publicity. But I handled the physical print work from all the Michigan uh, concerts for Live Nation for about a year or two. Um, and as a vendor, like I didn't like as a contractor, my company did. Um,
Right.
but like I did that, but I had a kid, man. I had a daughter. She was my number one priority. I stepped away from a lot of things, from doing a lot of things, because she was in a predicament while I was actually establishing myself, where her mother wasn't really in the space to, in my belief, provide for my daughter in a way that she would need to thrive and not have to go through the kind of um, and I had to be subject to some of the experiences that her or I had, right? Um, so I made a decision to chill, man. I went and my brother got killed um, around the time we did 212 to WRC. So I really wasn't focused on like I was fucked up, and like I said, I had been living a life that wasn't necessarily where I could have, you know, been on the same path as my brother. Um, so I had to step back, bruh. I went and got a job, man, and tried to do that for a while, man, and um, just took care of my daughter and battled sometime on the weekend. If somebody booked me, did a show here and there, and like my daughter in school to be a doctor now. She a junior in college.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
And so, uh, you know, but I was always able to. That's why, like, I never get any excuses or any. I never. I don't take no like motherfuckers say they ain't got time. It's like, yo, you don't never got time. That's why you make time or
Mm.
whatever. You got to figure it out. Figure out how you gonna do it. But I've always just like music is my passion. Like I could do that right now. I could sit down and create music. When it comes down to battling, it's still a passion. I got a passion for the culture, the art, how it's done, the things we do. But it's much more difficult of a task for me to write 3 rounds. of a rap battle than it is for me to write 3 songs.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. It almost feels like battle rap ended up becoming more of like a trade in a sense, and you're just like into that, whereas music's like what you really into in terms of desire.
Well, no, I mean I'm into both. Like for a long time, I ran from the stigma or the title of battle rapper, but it's what I'm known most for, and is what's paid a lot of bills, man, over the years. So, um, I embrace battle rap with open arms, man. I never try to do a
Right.
separation. If you're a supporter of what I do quality shit. So, fuck with me.
So like, what are some of the coolest places you got to go travel, and like, what's that experience?